Hello, today I'll be introducing a coffee-infused cake called the Dalgona cake. This is definitely a crowd pleaser at the end of every meal. Who doesn't like coffee, right? Our star ingredient today will be the coffee for our Dalgona cake. How do we make the coffee? By using our new Cornell's Blue Bay series coffee maker. First, we add in the coffee powder. As I would like the coffee to have a richer taste, so I will put a little bit more coffee powder. Now we will just have to on the machine and let it does its magic. Now that the coffee is done, we will pour some out and set it aside to cool while we prepare for the cake. Today we will be using the Cornell's 40-liter electric oven. So now before we start, we will have to preheat the oven at 160 degrees, heating element top and bottom, and for 15 minutes. While waiting for the oven to preheat, we will use the Cornell stand mixer that has a 4.2-liter capacity. We will start by adding the butter, then sugar, and lastly the egg yolk. Since it's a 6-inch cake, I will use a whisk attachment. We'll start with a low speed and slowly work out to a medium-high. Once the batter is creamy and fluffy, we can start sifting the flour, the cocoa powder, and the baking powder. Now we can add the sifted flour into the butter mixture. Mix at low speed. Next, we will make the coffee mixture. 1 tablespoon of the coffee liquid into the milk and add it into the batter. Fold in the milk to the batter so that it is incorporated well. We will now mix the egg white with a hand whisk. Like this. After finish whipping the egg whites, take about 1/3 of this egg white and add into the coffee batter. Fold lightly, just enough to incorporate the egg whites and the coffee batter. Be careful not to overfold this batter. Use a 6-inch round cake pan and spread the butter around it so that the cake will not stick to the pan. Now add the batter into the cake pan. After pouring all the batter inside, give it a few light knocks to get rid of the air bubbles inside. Now it's ready to go inside the preheated oven. Set the timer for about 30 to 35 minutes, then we will check on the cake. While waiting for the cake to bake, we will use the Cornell Blue Bay series multi-cooker to cook the caramelized nuts. Let's start by adding the butter. You can use a low fire for this. Slowly add in the sugar. Cook until the sugar is melted. We can slowly add in the nuts. Make sure the sugar butter coating coats all the nuts and slowly transfer this onto the parchment paper. While we wait for the caramelized nut to cool down, we will whip up the cream. Let's start with this whipping cream. Make sure the whipping cream is cold. We will use the whisk attachment for this whipping cream. As the whipping cream starts to thicken, we slowly add in the sugar. And now we can slowly add in the coffee liquid, about 1 tablespoon. Okay, this is a good texture. And now we can place this into a piping bag. This cream, you can keep it in the fridge until it's ready to be used for the cake decorating. Now we can check the cake doneness by using a skewer. If it comes out clean, then the cake is done. Let's see. Okay, it's ready. Now we will transfer this cake pan onto a rack so that it can cool off before we can start decorating it. Okay, now our cake has also cooled down and we are ready to assemble and decorate. So, how are we going to do it? This whole cake, we are going to divide it into 3 layers. I will use this cake cutter to evenly slice out 3 layers. If you don't have, you can just use a normal knife and eyeball it for 3 equal layers as best as you can. Remember the whipped cream that we made just now? Take it out from the fridge and we are ready to decorate. Our caramelized nuts are ready now. Put inside a Ziploc bag and break it down into smaller pieces. Now we will sprinkle some caramelized nuts that we did just now. The ones that we cracked into small pieces. So this is the completed Dalgona cake. This whole process, it was made easy for me by using the Cornell 40-liter electric oven, the Cornell Blue Bay series coffee maker, hand blender, and also the multi-cooker, and lastly, the Cornell stand mixer. I hope that you will try this for your tea time. See you in the next recipe, and I'm Toong Mei. Bye!